Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. And by the title, you should know this is going to be part 2 of my catfish story. If you haven't seen part 1, I'll put it up on the screen like in the corner so you can watch that first because it's a lot of context that you will miss if you don't watch that first. So let's get into it. So JC tells me the truth and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, why would you lie? I asked them, why did you lie to me about who you were? And then they were like, oh, it was supposed to be like a stress reliever. And I thought I would get more care if I was just a different person, but I got tired of it and people started to not give a shit about me anyway. So I decided to just be open. And I was the first person they told. And I know this because we were all in a group chat afterwards. And JC admits, hey, I'm not who I say I am, I'm actually this, and it shows like proof. And one by one, people started leaving the group chat because, I mean, any normal person would just stop associating themselves with someone who isn't even like real. And that's another thing, like coming to the conclusion that this person isn't really the person that I like first fell in love with, because I was basically just a character. It wasn't an actual person. It might sound messed up and you might have like different opinions. Let me know what you think down in the comments about that. But I personally felt like if you were acting out and you weren't being like yourself from the get-go, being a whole different being, I feel like that person you created doesn't deserve to like exist, because it's not real. It's really not real. And then just I didn't really process that in the beginning, which is probably why I didn't feel anything. Like, I didn't feel like despair or anything. I just felt numb because it's like I've been through a lot when it comes to this person. So just hearing that kind of news, I felt like I could have heard worse. However, after a while of processing it, I realized how fucked up that really made me afterwards. So, being me, I was kind of stupid at the time, and I told them, like, hey, all you had to do was just be honest with me, and I'm sure we would have, like, clicked anyway, like, as friends. So I decided, even after they told me who they really were, I go ahead and say, that we should still, like, be friends and stuff. And then they're like, are you sure? I was all like, yeah, just talk to me, because that's what friends do. They talk to each other about whatever and actually like interact and communicate. So long as it's not like crossing borderlines and boundaries and all that kind of stuff, because she found out through this little experiment or her little stress reliever that she wasn't straight and that she was actually bi. So I made it very clear to be like, okay, just don't, do this kind of stuff because history. But so as time passes by, this is like in October, and then we fast forward to the next year, like say January of next year. And by this point, I'm getting really, really fed up with her because the thing is, after I even said, hey, we could still like be friends and stuff, like we could still communicate, keep in contact, still you're my best friend. They didn't bother to to reach out to me, and then we had each other on Snapchat. So every now and then I go on there and I see that she has like a story, and then she's going to all these places with all these people that I have no idea who they are, and I know they're not the best influence because they do lots of things that you shouldn't be doing at that age. And I actually got like really annoyed and didn't say anything because she would not talk to me about anything, and then whenever she needed something was when she contacted me, and that would annoy me for months. And I dealt with this for months. I tolerated it for months. I'm not sure why, but I just felt like I can get through this and it's not like the end of the world, and like she'll probably come around and this is just like a phase or whatever. But this was lasting too damn long and I don't have the patience for all of that. So, I believe reaching May, I decided after like one, I think, FaceTime call or phone call, um, I felt like if they weren't being very responsive during that, or like they suddenly hung up on me or hang up on me to deal with stuff that's happening in real life, like say another friend of hers trying to do like certain things and go certain places that weren't really necessary. Plus, I was talking to her first. If she hung up on me after that, I was gonna block her. And that's what happened, actually. The last time we really were on good terms, she hung up on me. And I was all like, that's it, I'm tired of it. And I decided to go ham on like everything that I had of her besides her number, because I forgot. But I'd block her on like Instagram, I blocked her on Snapchat, all those social media platforms, and for a while, she hasn't noticed because, like I said, she only hits me up whenever she like needs something, not necessarily when we want to just talk about whatever. But I didn't block her number. That's the one thing that I forgot to do, and I thought that, hey, she might not even message me there because what the fuck. But I want to say like a couple weeks later, yes, it was that long. A couple weeks later, she sends me a whole long paragraph. I'm honestly debating if I should put it up in this video or not, because I do have that last screenshot of what she said. Yeah, I'll probably put it up and you guys will see it like in a second. You can go ahead and pause it and read it if you want, because I don't have much time in this video. But so after that, she sent me like that paragraph. I decided to block her number there because obviously she's not being very understanding. She's not even trying to learn or understand why I did it in the first place. She didn't do none of that. So that's what I felt was best in that situation. And then I thought that was going to be the end of that because I blocked her on everything. Whoop de whoop. I don't have to mess with her anymore and I can focus on things I want to do, find new people that would actually appreciate me for how I am. And then my birthday comes around the next year. Like, this is now in March and my birthday passed. And I didn't think anything of it. But, like, I want to say 2 weeks. Yeah, like exactly 2 weeks after my birthday. We used to go on that website I mentioned before in the previous video. I checked on there because I haven't been on it in a long time. One, because I have no reason to, since a lot of people don't go in there anymore anyway. Plus, I don't really have anything to really do on it. I just wanted to check just in case, like, for items on there that, like, look interesting, and because I was bored. So I go on there, and I see this message from JC's account. She sent me a bouquet of roses and sent me, like, a message or something. And I wasn't really thinking, I was actually planning on not responding whatsoever. However, when I saw it, I actually responded like question marks because I didn't know what they were talking about until I saw the bouquet of flowers. And then they started messaging me back saying like, sorry, I can't wish you happy birthday. And one, they basically missed the date of my birthday. Like, you did it 2 weeks later and you want to say like, oh, I remembered your birthday when you clearly didn't. So I don't know what that was about. Two, I obviously blocked you on everything. Plus, the last thing that you said, I have no idea why you're still trying to keep in contact with me. It just doesn't make sense. But being me, I didn't want to be like a complete bitch right off the gate, but I could have been. And I had the right to, kind of, because, hello, you did a lot to me in the past, and I'm not trying to deal with you no more. But I try to keep a casual conversation, and then mostly I was talking to them to see like what kind of chisme or kind of dirt that they have, and just because I'm a little chismosa. So yeah, but I learned a few things about them throughout like the year that happened, and let me just say from what they've told me, I have karma on my side. Like, if people do me wrong, karma will get them for me. Because I'm not very spiteful. I'm not full of revenge. I'm not all about that. I let the world, the universe, do its thing. So, I was actually kind of surprised that happened, like what she told me, because, like, she got, like, shot. She been through, like, a lot of, I don't say drug phases, but I don't know how else to, like, put it. And I was surprised that she was actually still here, because that was crazy. But so I just learned all that, and then I thought maybe this could be the chance that we could be friends or somewhat friends again, because she wasn't acting like a total bitch that would just ignore me for whatever. But when we came to FaceTime once, she was in the car smoking weed, and she had her older cousin in the passenger seat. Now, when I say older, I'm talking this man probably in his mid-30s, late 40s. And he's looking at me and he's like flirting with me and just hitting on me, and she's saying nothing. I'm all like, dude, stop. And like, I actually hung up and I was like, I'm not very comfortable with that. And then JC wouldn't understand what I was talking about, and I was like, this isn't gonna like work. And then the person that they were talking to at the time was another younger girl. I don't know about that. But she actually messaged me saying like, oh, how JC misses you and appreciates you, and like how you should go back into like her life. And I'm all like, this is none of your business. Like, go sleep or go do your homework or something, because this doesn't revolve around you. This is beef between me and JC. You can stay in a little corner and just mind your business. But yeah, I didn't cuss at her because JC actually told me that she was younger than both of us. But after that incident, I just like blocked JC on everything because they were being a little argumentative, and I'm not trying to be about that. Like, if you're trying to get back into my life, why would you try to argue with me? That doesn't make sense. So, yeah, that had to go. And now to the most recent part that's happened. Actually, it just happened last month. From a new number, I got texted, and I recognized the area code, and it was like her area code, but I wanted to play dumb and see if it was maybe just the wrong number in that area. Because the first thing that they messaged me was the word sorry. And I was like, who's this? And they respond, someone who hurt you. And I'm like, oh man, here we go. So you're aware of it. But, okay. Like, they would apologize, but I'm not sure if they truly meant it. Because you keep doing this stuff. You keep doing it. And I don't understand. So, we were just talking because I was tired of just fighting and just like, being like harsh and just angry. I don't know. I didn't want to care, so I just let her back into my life for a little bit. And we'd talk text something every day, something casual, nothing like really deep, because I didn't want them in my life like that still, because I didn't trust them. So it was fine, and then I was going through a little funk at the time. Didn't do anything like, it didn't revolve around them, but I wasn't in the best mood. And I noticed like my texts were a little, I don't want to say dry because they're still like mini paragraphs, but it wasn't as full as they used to be. And then JC caught on and was like, why are you being like short with me? And I'm like, I'm really not. Like, I'm actually responding back and stuff. I don't know what you mean. But they weren't having it, and they're like, yeah, you're being short with me. I'm actually trying with you here. And in my head, I'm like, I'm sending you paragraphs back. I don't know what you're expecting of me or what you were trying to say here, but I'm doing my part. I'm doing more than what the average person who got catfished would do. So I'm not sure what she's trying to like start. It doesn't make sense. So then we continue like talking just a little bit, and then it got a little dry. And I got into an argument with someone that day, so she caught me on the wrong day, and I was like, I just finished telling someone off, how about you? And they're like, oh, are you proud of that? And I was like, why would I be proud of something that I didn't want to do? I don't want to yell at people. I really don't, but I had to because this person wouldn't understand what I was trying to say without that. And then they're like, because that solves everything. Just being argumentative again. It's like, You did not learn anything. Like, nothing whatsoever. So yeah, I blocked her again. That's probably the end of that. I hope you guys enjoy this little story time. More are gonna come soon, and I'll see you guys later.